Hello and thank you for your time. My name is Timothy Smith. I'm a student here at Eastern Kentucky University, and this is my capstone project. It's the Watchdog activity tracker for pets. What is the Watchdog? Basically, as stated before, it is an activity tracker for pets, mainly for actual dogs. And an activity tracker, if you're not familiar with the term, is like the latest Fitbit and Jawbone crazes. There's been more than 42 million units sold last year of just the Fitbit and Jawbone put together, so there's a huge market for the industry right now. And what these activity trackers do is they count the number of calories that you consumed in the day and also provide a pedometer. In addition, they provide a lot more than that. There's usually a social media website that goes along with it. And I wanted to incorporate this into the pet world. At the time, I didn't know anything else existed of the nature, so I thought this was a very unique and unexplored market. Now, the product that I actually want to bring to you is still unique. It's not the first of its kind or anything, but it does provide more features than anything else that I have seen. When I first began looking for the materials online, I initially thought about using a Raspberry Pi, strapping it to a harness, and then strapping it to the dog's back, along with using a battery backup power bank for a cell phone in order to charge the device. And the more I thought about it, the more impractical this became. But I knew I still wanted to stick with the project, so I started digging. And eventually I found the Xadow modules, which is produced by Seed Studio, who is a Chinese company. And the following materials is what I bought. The main board is the most crucial element to the Xadow boards. Without it, nothing else works. This is where you're going to store and upload all of your information, and this is where your power and reset buttons are, as well as your battery to power it is going to be connected here. And then you can use a micro USB to actually charge the device or make changes through Arduino's software. Next is the GPS module. So I did actually get this set up through UCenter, where I could ping the location of the device to see that I was in Kentucky. But it also gives you the latitude and longitude coordinates that you can put into Google to show your exact location through Google Maps. And initially what I want to do is on the actual website is create it where you can actually just ping it through Google Maps or through your actual phone. But at the moment I don't have that feature working. So you're going to need the 3-axis pedometer in order to count the actual steps on the device itself. Then the OLED is going to allow you to see how many steps the pet has taken, also going to see the notification for the medicine whenever it's time to take it, and also just display the pet's name and your information for contact, etc. The Bluetooth is going to do a lot of really cool stuff. I want the Bluetooth device to initially notify a individual whenever you're on a walk that potentially the dog might bite you if you come close to them because they're scared or really protective whenever they're on a walk. That way it's better than a beware of dog sign, and also they might not notice the color coding system I put forth on the actual collars itself. I also want to create a feeding station. That way you can actually open and close the feeding whenever it is that you feel the dog should actually eat, to time it throughout the day, and set a little beep to chirp, and then you can actually train the pet to go eat whenever that chirp goes off. And I want the pet feeding station to be mobile, so I want to include batteries in on it, but also I want it to be able to plug into a wall in case if you don't want to use those batteries. And also as a safety feature, if you're away for a while, and sometimes it does happen, it's not great when it does, but if you leave the pet overnight or so, I don't want them to go hungry. So if the batteries are running low, I want the station to automatically power down and open up the feeding station, and that way the pet can feed whenever they need to. When I was looking at other Xadow projects online, I saw a smartwatch, and in the smartwatch they actually had the printable 3D files for the little modules that you can encase the Xadow main board and other components in. I thought this was excellent, and since at school we're allowed to use the 3D printer, I immediately brought this over to Professor Sergio once I learned about it, and he printed it out for me. Then I spray painted the device and actually connected it together with safety pins. Unfortunately, the actual pins wouldn't print out, they were too small. In order to actually get the shadow boards working, what you're first going to have to do is install the Arduino software. This is going to allow you to upload your sketches and other programming that you want to put on the device. So it's really crucial that you actually download the older versions of Arduino, and you're going to have to download version 1.0.2. None of the other versions actually work. This was extremely frustrating to figure out later in the project. And after you download this client, after installing the Arduino client, you're going to navigate back to the Seed wiki page, and then you're going to follow the on-screen instructions on how to install the driver. This is very crucial for the device to actually work and be able to upload sketches and libraries to it. So it gives you the basic Windows 7 setup on how to actually install the drivers. However, I am on Windows 8, as most other people are currently. So you'll need to follow the on-screen instructions below to actually get that working. And if you're on the Mac, just go ahead and follow the Mac instructions. After the Arduino client and the drivers have been installed successfully, you will then need to open up the Arduino client. It looks like this, and navigate over to one of the wiki sites for the shadow boards. Right now I have the GPS pulled up, and the connection orientation actually is crucial on this. So make sure when you're connecting the ribbon here that you connect one of the sharp end sides to one of the notched sides. Never connect the sharp end to the sharp end, or else you might mess up the boards. In addition, once you actually have that hooked up, what you're going to then do is basically copy the code. So you would just highlight it, and then copy, and then go over to your Arduino client and copy it in. So you're going to make sure that the board selected is Shadow. Now this will appear if you actually use the older versions and did everything correctly for the install on the driver. And then you're going to make sure that your COM, as soon as I remember where it's at, is selected as well. And in this case I'm using COM 7. Oh, I can't actually see it at the moment because I don't have it hooked up, but it would say COM 7 on your serial port right here. But afterwards you would just go ahead and verify by clicking the sketch, and then it's going to load the progress bar down here. Now once everything is successful, the next thing that you're going to do is actually upload this. And once you upload this, then you can go over to UCenter if you download it, and in the wiki it has UCenter down here below. You would just download it from here, and then this software is going to pop up. Give me just a few moments and I'll get it. After downloading UCenter and uploading the script to the GPS unit, what you will then do is click on Receiver, Port, and then your COM, which in my case is COM 7, and then go to your rate, select 9600, and then go to View. After that, select Text Console, and this box will pop up. Now, unfortunately for me, I messed something up during the install last night, and I haven't been able to get anything working. Not the little LED or pretty much anything at all works now. So basically I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board and see what happened to the device. And once I have everything up and running, I will produce the actual videos on a detailed description how to actually solve everything and create the Watchdog. Thank you for watching and have a good day.